Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Rebecca Gill, and I'll be serving as your webinar host. Today, I'm joined by Nellie, the co-founder and CEO of CorpNet.com. She is an entrepreneur, a business expert, a professional speaker, a published author, and a mother of four. Nellie's dedicated her career to helping entrepreneurs, accountants, and CPAs succeed at business. In her role at CorpNet.com, she has helped more than 500,000 small businesses and licensed professionals get off the ground. Nellie is highly active on all prominent social media platforms and regularly engages with small business owners to share helpful tips and advice. Now, before we begin today, I'd like to touch on one housekeeping item. At the end of the webinar, we will be holding a live Q&A session with Nellie. We encourage you to submit your questions at any time during the event. I'll collect these questions, and then Nellie will go through them one by one once the core material is wrapped up. So with the logistics covered, I'd like to turn over control to Nellie so she can share her wisdom with us. All right, Miss Nellie, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Good morning. Great to have all of you here today, and really excited to talk to all of you about how you can increase revenue and client satisfaction within your accounting practice or CPA firm without increasing overhead or staff. A little bit about myself. As Rebecca mentioned, I am the CEO and founder of CorpNet.com. My name is Nellie Akout. I'm a business expert, and over the last 25 years that I've been in this industry of business formation, entity formations, incorporation, business compliance, and monitoring, I've had the pleasure of firsthand working with a ton of accountants and CPAs and finding out what their pain points are. In fact, my last company, which I started back in 1997, was acquired by Intuit. And while I was at Intuit, I got to have the privilege of working with accountants and CPAs and also really understanding what their pain points are. And as a result, I've come up with tools where you can increase revenue and client satisfaction without increasing overhead by adding tools such as business formation, incorporation, compliance, and monitoring as an added line of product and service to your already existing practice without increasing any overhead. So moving on, as we all know, today's accountants face many challenges. The internet may be one of the biggest challenges accountants face today, but it can also be the solution for many of the issues professionals face. It is important to look at the top challenges, in my opinion, to strategize for an efficient and profitable 2018. Some of the top challenges, in my opinion, that accountants face as an everyday challenge is, the ever-changing tax codes, which just about a month ago we came up with a new tax plan, which I'll briefly discuss at mid webinar as we go through the different types of business entities. But as you can see, there's a ton of challenges that accountants face on a daily basis. But really the top ones are attracting and developing new business, technology advances and requirements, and keeping up with these technology advances. As we all know, accountants and CPAs get most of their CPE credits during November after the tax season ends, and we're all meeting each other at accounting conferences such as Scaling New Heights, Zero, Accountex, the AICPA Engage conference that's going to happen in June. And these are all the trade shows out there that allow for accountants to become in touch with tools and resources to be able to meet their clients' expectations. But I've broken it down to the top ones being attracting and developing new business, attracting and keeping good employees, personnel and management issues. One of the biggest ones out there is increasing client expectations. Nowadays, clients want their accountant to be the one-stop shop for all of their business questions and issues. And then we have those clients that are very disorganized, and they're looking to their CPA to make them organized and keeping up with them with whatever filing requirements and tax requirements that the client is required to file for their business. And then you have the lack of client communication, where you as the CPA or accountant professional has to kind of be in babysitting mode for your client, and reactive versus proactive client management. And in these days, we all need to be a little bit more proactive. So tons of everyday challenges, which obviously I'm here to at least make the biggest challenge, which is attracting and developing new business, a little bit more seamless for you guys by providing you guys with some tips. Accountants, in my opinion, are critical to small business success. I, as a small business owner and as CEO and founder of CorpNet, rely on my accountant on a daily basis. And frankly, when you think about the backbone of a business, it's just not the owner, CEO, or board of directors who keep everything trucking along. It's also the accountant who leads the finances of a smaller or larger company into the future. So in my opinion, accounting has always been a crucial part of running a business. And you can't simply run an efficient or profitable company if you aren't keeping an eye on your books. So in my opinion, a small business owner really, really should depend on the accountant or the tax professional. And if the accountant or tax professional, has all the tools and resources and is proactively engaged with the owner, with the small business owner, with their clients, it's a guarantee and a recipe for success. Again, the old days of accountants running around in the brown suits, pocket protectors, are long gone. Today's accounting professionals are completely, in my opinion, digitized. And if they're not yet, they're becoming digitized, allowing them to concentrate their jobs more on financially strengthening a business for their clients rather than only handling paychecks and invoicing and filing tax returns for their clients. So in my opinion, the role of you as the accountant is being transformed from simply helping a business run to helping a business envision their future. So businesses truly, in my opinion, rely on accountants, and accountants are critical to small business success. And to really, really back this up, as you can see, ranked professionals in order of importance to your business. As you can see, accountants are the top professionals out there that are relied on by small business. And then you have the attorney, banker, insurance agent, technology firm, staffing service. And then just so you know, as an accountant, if you align yourself with all these other professionals, then not only you become more of a trusted advisor, but you truly, in essence, are making yourself the one-stop shop for your client to go to you and ask for these referrals. Some interesting statistics to share here with you. Small businesses have ranked CPAs and accountants as their most important professional. And yet only 42% of small businesses have a CFO or a controller. And again, I'm a case right there. As a small business owner, my husband and I run a business together. We're partners within the company, and we we wear different hats within the company. And although I'm the CEO, I can also be running the operations. And although he's our chief marketing officer, he also does all the books. But again, on a day-to-day basis, we rely on our accountant to make sure all our financials are in order and to make sure they're giving us guidance as to timely business filings that have to be done with our corporation or LLC or tax filings. So it's really, really critical that if you, as an accountant, you keep your clients happy by constantly engaging with them and having the tools and resources at your fingertips to share with them so that they can even further rely on you and your expertise and have them be the go-to person to the accountant or professional. We surveyed a bunch of our small business owners, and when we asked them, what are their top complaints about accountants, companies with 11 to 25 people, we broke it down with companies with 11 to 25 people, and then companies between 26 to 50 people. But it seems like the one main, complaint is the accountant being more reactive than proactive, for both companies that are less than 25 or about 26. And that again brings up this whole idea of reactive, meaning client calls you and says, hey, I missed this deadline for an initial report or a statement of information or an annual report, statement of information. I missed the S corporation deadline that's coming up. And the accountant being reactive versus proactive. And again, what we're trying to do here is to educate the accountant, CPA, tax professional, in that if they have the tools and tips and resources at their fingertips, this reactivity that's happening can become more of a proactive nature, because the accountant can rely on back-end resources that are available to them, so that they don't have to be so reactive and they can become more proactive in a sense. And as you can see, other things that are top complaints are obviously timelines, lack of guidance. The accountant doesn't provide advice, or if they do provide advice, they don't educate me as to where I need to go to do what I'm supposed to do. And those are all the things that obviously in this webinar, I'm hoping that I'm able to educate you guys with, and hoping to eliminate, so that your clients will be more happy at the end of the game. And also you're increasing your overhead and increasing client satisfaction, becoming more of a trusted advisor to your clients, while not having the need to increase overhead. So the question becomes, what if you could increase customer satisfaction while also increasing profits? And in my opinion, when you're proactive and you provide proactive services, it's definitely a recipe for success, and it leads to profits. For example, adding services such as business formation and compliance monitoring to your already existing advisory services will help you be more proactive with your clients. In my opinion, if a client comes to you as a CPA, you're able to advise them on, for example, whether they need to incorporate or set up an LLC, and which entity will give them the best tax consequence for their business. So in this manner, you're becoming more of a trusted advisor to your clients. You're increasing and diversifying your services by adding such services such as entity formation, incorporation, LLC filings, and compliance monitoring. And you get to have the opportunity to get engaged with your clients earlier in the startup process, because, in my opinion, one of the things that businesses rely on accountants is really at the early stages of growth. And a business in the startup phase, has many considerations to make when they're just starting a business, such as, what type of business structure should I be, a business plan, bank accounts, employees, location, financing, government regulations. And how wonderful would it be if you, as the accountant, the QuickBooks Pro advisor, the CPA or tax professional, were able to educate them on this stuff and add and have these types of services such as business formation and compliance monitoring as part of your already existing line of services, and offer them to your clients without increasing revenue, without adding any additional overhead staff or modifying your workload. You're basically adding and improving your bottom line while having a reputable back-end resource fulfill these services for you and on behalf of your clients, while you increase your advisory services and become even more of a trusted advisor to your clients. The reality of compliance, in my opinion, is that accountants are typically the key source for incorporation information for their clients. And here's really the basis for why I feel, as a tax professional, as an accountant or a CPA, you are the key source for information when it comes to providing information to your clients for incorporation, business formations, entity formations, business compliance, and monitoring. Why? Because you as the accountant is already advising on these services, but doing so in a reactive mode. And what we're trying to do here is make you more proactive when it comes to advising your clients on these types of services. And these types of advisory discussions are already taking up valuable time for you. And at best, your consulting time is billed at an hourly rate and doesn't bring in as much revenue as if, versus you being more proactive and, getting together with your clients early on at the startup stages and being more proactive when it comes to entity formation and compliance management. So in my opinion, why not create a win-win for both you and the client? Because that's what we're talking about here, right? And the win-win approach, in my opinion, is based on the following. You're providing your clients with a professional identity, whether it's a corporation or an LLC. You're keeping your clients in compliance after the corporation or LLC is formed by making sure that they're timely filing all their annual filings on time after the corporation or LLC has been set up within their state. You're helping your clients select the best entity type for tax purposes and what's going to give them the most tax savings. You're also helping to reduce their chances of a tax audit, and you're giving them the right identity for raising future capital if one of their goals is to set up the business to attract venture capital, which again, we'll talk about a little bit further down, whether they should go C Corp, S Corp, LLC. But in my opinion, an accountant is in the best position, and it's more cost effective than a lawyer when it comes to advising their clients as to what type of entity is best for their small business. You're providing true value and increasing goodwill and really, really increasing client satisfaction by advising your clients on best choice of entity and jurisdiction for purposes of reducing tax liability. In my opinion, your clients desperately need guidance on business formation and compliance management. How do I know that? Because I deal with clients on a daily basis who come to me as a small business owner in wanting us to set up their business, whether it's a corporation or LLC, sole proprietorship or partnership in all 50 states. As you know, in being the CEO and founder of CorpNet, I run a document filing service. And what we do here is set up businesses for people in all 50 states. So again, I have firsthand knowledge of people who come to us wanting us to guide them as to what type of business entity to form. And we as a document filing service cannot provide legal, tax, or financial advice. And most often these clients are asking for tax advice. So normally what we have to let them know is that they need to go to an accountant, a CPA, or tax professional when it comes to choosing a business entity and finding out which business entity will best serve them tax-wise. So again, your clients are in desperate need and guidance when it comes to business formation and compliance management. And who better than you as the accountant or CPA to advise them on these matters? We all know that managing paperwork is very challenging, and top accounting challenges facing your business is obviously for the accountant, it's accounts receivable and collections. at 51%. Again, the source of getting these stats is, as you can see, at www.waspbarcode.com, small business report accounting. So these are actual statistics. And again, based on the numbers here, accountants really have a hard time collecting on their accounts receivables and cash flow. So why not create a win-win situation whereby your receivables are becoming more manageable because you're outsourcing services such as business formation, entity formation, corporate compliance, and management to an outside resource, so that you don't have to deal with such high numbers when it comes to accounts receivable and collections, and increasing your cash flow. So that's really the message that I'm trying to get out here to you guys to make it a home run, is that you can increase your cash flow, you can reduce your accounts receivables and collections by adding an additional suite of services to your practice by offering entity formation, business formation, compliance, and not increasing overhead, not increasing paperwork, but really being able to receive additional cash flow to your accounting firm without any type of additional overhead or stress on your part. In my opinion, the reason why clients need your support is your clients may know they need to protect their assets, but they typically don't know which option is best for incorporation. And truly, that's one of the biggest questions we get here when people call in here to CorpNet wanting to incorporate or set up an LLC. And why this is so confusing for them is because the terminology and business formation options can be very overwhelming to most people, especially small business owners who are just starting out. So why not have them rely on their accountant to guide them in these early stages of the business startup process? And when clients do attempt to incorporate, they don't understand the tax savings for the various entity types. And in my opinion, they end up setting up the wrong entity, and it really hurts them in the long run, because after they set it up, they're thinking they're saving money by doing it on their own, and then they go to their accountant, and their accountant is telling them, you know what, you've set up the wrong entity. Now we need to dissolve it or convert it from one entity type to another. So in my opinion, if you as the accountant already had these material and tools and tips at your fingertips, you would not only be saving yourself a lot of headache, but you would be saving your clients a ton of money. So once their paperwork is filed, they forget about compliance and ignore annual reporting requirements. That's another big deal. Is we see clients who come here and they start a business and they think once they've set up the corporation or LLC, their job is done. But that's not the case. With a corporation or LLC, as we all know, there are compliance requirements that happen either on a yearly basis or a biannual basis. So what does this mean to all of us is that if you as the accountant are not educating your clients, and if the client's not educated, they're going to fall out of compliance and put themselves and their business at risk, which at the end of the day, if you as the accountant are representing them, it's harder work on your part, because you have, it makes your work hard because you can't file their taxes on time. So at the end of the day, it makes sense to align yourself with a business formation compliance monitoring provider who can become your silent fulfillment provider and provide all these services as a back-end supplier for you and your firm. Now, oftentimes, one of the frequently asked questions and reservations that I get from CPAs and accountants is, don't I have to be a lawyer to incorporate my clients? And isn't this really unethical for me to engage in? Because wouldn't it be considered the practice of law? And the bottom line is, you don't have to be a lawyer to incorporate your clients. And here's why. You can safely help your clients and help your clients find the best entity structure to maximize tax savings. It's very true that as a CPA, accountant, or tax professional, you cannot give legal advice, but you as a CPA, accountant, or tax professional can give tax advice. And as a CPA, you're already primarily responsible for accounting, audit, financial, and tax matters. As a CPA, you're already analyzing tax projections, which may flow from a decision to incorporate, compared to forming an LLC or sole proprietorship, partnership, or any type of other entity. And as a CPA, although, again, you cannot provide legal advice to your clients, it is not unethical for you as a CPA, accountant, or a tax professional to advise on optimal business structures and the state of filing for purposes of minimizing tax liability. So as a CPA, you are not practicing law if you are advising your clients as to what type of business to form for purposes of minimizing tax liability and getting them the optimum tax savings. So let's talk about business formation and compliance management as far as how they offer substantial revenue and profits to you as the accountant, CPA, or tax professional. So we've taken and created 3 examples here for you guys to view, and we've broken it down into the QuickBooks Pro Advisor, the small CPA firm, and the large CPA firm. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the QuickBooks Pro Advisor. And a typical QuickBooks Pro Advisor who is currently working with our company will use us as a back-end provider for their clients. Typically, for a small QuickBooks Pro Advisor, single ma, pa shop, they have about 1 sale per month. Monthly revenue can be anywhere from $750 plus state fees for them representing their clients to form a corporation or an LLC in any state, which if you break it down, if they were to use us, the cost for these services would be $250, which means that the QuickBooks Pro Advisor is making $500 for each sale. Now imagine, this is just 1 sale a month. Imagine if you're a QuickBooks Pro Advisor and you had 1 client every week. That's over $2,000 in additional profits for your firm without increasing any overhead, but increasing client satisfaction by also providing these services. Now, keep in mind, these numbers increase as clients re-engage the advisor for annual compliance filings and services. So I haven't taken those into account. But not only, you know, this is based on just the advisor profit per month. We're not talking about the residual income that the QuickBooks Pro Advisor is receiving on an ongoing basis for the annual compliance fees, the registered agent fees, and any other type of business and licensing or tax or permit requirements that are required for the small business owner. Moving on to our second example, small CPA firm offering complete business formation packages as an extension of services to their clients within their firm. Again, you know, for us who typically deal with a small CPA firm currently, the small CPA firm brings us on average 4 to 6 sales a month. Monthly revenue is about $4,000 plus state fees. CorpNet cost, again, is about $1,000. So again, the profit they're making off of this additional service by adding these services to their suite of services is about an additional $3,000 in profits per month. And again, just remember, these numbers increase per year as clients re-engage the advisor for annual compliance filings and services. In addition, the client may want to expand their business into multiple states. So within year 2, year 3, year 4, they may have other states that they need to set up the business formation within. So that in essence, and as a natural consequence, increases the advisor's profits as well. Moving on to our last example, which is a large accounting firm. We deal with a ton of large accounting firms, and they use us as their back-end fulfillment resource. Now, again, you have a choice as a professional to use us as a referral partner or a reseller. As a referral partner, you just refer the client to us, and we take care of everything from start to finish, and we send you a check as a referral fee. As a reseller, we provide you with wholesale pricing. You get to mark up the prices, and you're the main point of contact with your clients. But as you can see, a typical large accounting firm brings us about 20 sales per month. Monthly revenues can be upwards of $20,000 plus state fees, or even higher depending on how much you're marking up the service. And your costs with CorpNet are fixed because we provide you with wholesale pricing, and the advisor profit is anywhere upwards of $15,000 a month. So excellent way of increasing revenues by adding another line of products and services, which is much needed by your clients without increasing overhead, but definitely increasing client engagement and satisfaction. So as I briefly mentioned, here's your business formation and compliance services options, and we're going to get into this briefly. So an overview of the process is, again, you as the accountant, tax professional, or CPA, basically has two options. You can either refer your clients to a reputable company such as ours to do all the work for you, or you can resell the services under your name, your brand, and have us become your back-end fulfillment source as a white label, private label partner. But typically an overview of the process consists of, for formation packages, our packages can generally range from about $750 to $2,500 depending on the state that your client wants to form their business in, and it depends on the complexity of the client's formation within that state. So you definitely want to have package prices ready. You definitely want to have your checklist with your client and goals to discuss as part of the consultation process, and to recommend the optimal business entity. And this can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours, depending how tenured you are in the whole area of business formation and compliance monitoring. And again, depends on the complexity of the client and their portfolio. But again, using reputable providers such as CorpNet can really make all of this time commitment much more seamless for you as the professional, because we have all this information ready for you at your fingertips, and we can label it with your branding so that the client thinks that the information is coming from you and your firm as the professional. As I mentioned, we do provide white label services. So you as the professional have the option of, taking our services at fixed wholesale pricing and marking up that service based on your firm's requirements of however you want to charge people for business formation and compliance services. And we can white label services for you for incorporation and LLC filings, for business licenses and permits, for registered agent services, and for annual reports and filings as well. For example, if your clients are ready to incorporate a business or form an LLC, we offer fast, reliable, and a guaranteed way to complete all of the business filings needed for your client to start safely and legally register their business, but with your brand and with your logo. So that they would never know that, you know, CorpNet is doing all the work on the back end. Similarly with business licenses and permits, registered agent services, and also annual reports and filing services. There is so much more to compliance than small businesses realize, and they actually do really rely on their accountants as far as what these types of compliance requirements are. And oftentimes, because of our relationship and our tight relationship with most accountants, CPAs, and tax professionals, they rely on us as their back-end provider to educate them as a professional as to what these compliance requirements are. But as you can see, there's a lot from consisting of name search, business name reservations, business licensing, permits, state revenue registrations, tax filings, tax registrations. And again, you as the accountant or tax professional can rely on us to provide you with not only the education, but all the tools and resources and the actual filing for any of these types of business formation, compliance monitoring, and business protection services in every state that your client is doing business in or plans on doing business in. As you know, there's many business formation options out there, and as we can see, the most simple is the sole proprietorship, which is easy to form, but again, it offers little liability protection, funding options, and opportunities for future growth. And, you know, we have the general partnership, limited partnership, all the way to C Corp, S Corp, LLC, and the professional corporation. Again, CorpNet is here to not only provide you with content on any of these types of business entity structures. We also have an amazing tool that was created by a lawyer and many accountants called our Business Structure Wizard that allows you as the CPA to go in and plug in information about your client's business, and it will spit out for you and recommend a business structure option for you for your client. But as we all know, with the sole prop, general prop, or limited partnership, there is no liability protection and there is no asset protection. So typically, if you're looking to have your clients protect their assets and be able to protect themselves from any type of liability protection, you definitely want to advise them as to going into the corporation or LLC world and becoming either a C corporation or S corp, or in the case of wanting that liability protection but without all the formalities, considering maybe going with a limited liability company. Again, for most small business owners, the most recommended business entity, if they're not a professional, such as a lawyer or an accountant like yourself or a CPA, the S corporation is great for that small business owner who can qualify to be an S corporation, as there are strict requirements that are placed from the IRS as who can become an S corp. And with the S corporation, again, you have that ability to be a pass-through tax entity, but there are a little bit more formalities and there are strict requirements as to who can become an S corp. For those who don't qualify for the S corporation and want that liability protection without all the formalities, the limited liability company is a popular business structure because it combines the liability protection offered by a corporation while retaining some of the tax advantages of a partnership or a sole proprietorship. Again, you know, these business formations options are here for you to review. We also have great content on the site located at www.corpnet.com, and also right off our homepage, we have a great tool which is called our Business Structure Wizard that can really guide you and your clients as to what is the best optimum business structure for their business. moving on to why business formation decisions don't have to be challenging, and it really doesn't, because the way I've broken this down is I've tried to make it as simple as possible for the accountant or the tax professional. And again, with the addition of the content on our website, with the addition of our business structure wizard tool, you're gonna have that ability to make sound decisions for your clients as to how to advise them on the best entity structure, which will minimize their tax liability. But here what I've done for you is really given you a guide and a graph as to the questions that you should be asking your clients as to whether they want to limit personal liability. And if the answer is yes or no, then you go down to one side of the graph or the other. So again, at the end of this webinar, I'm available for any Q&As if you have questions based on this graph. We also have provided you and simplified the graph into a board here that kind of breaks it down for you into a chart as to what the different entity types provide and what they don't provide. Again, this chart is on our website as well, and we've also taken this and broken it down by asking these questions in our business structure wizard, which is an online questionnaire survey that you can ask these questions and it will spit out the type of business structure that your clients may want to set up, and you may want to advise your clients to set up for their business that will minimize their tax liability. Then this next chart basically educates you on what type of filing requirements are required for all the different types of entity structures and where this filing is required to take place. Typically with a sole proprietorship or partnership, the filing is generally done at the state level and it's normally at the county level. Whereas with a C corporation or S corporation or a limited liability company, typically we have to file with the Secretary of State, and there is what is called articles of incorporation in case of a corporation and articles of organization when it comes to a limited liability company. And I've broken it down for you here as to what are the filing requirements both initially and annually. But as you can see, for example, under registered agent tab, for a sole proprietorship or a general partnership, again, a registered agent is not required. Whereas for any type of a corporation or LLC, you have to designate a registered agent in the state that you're trying to set up the business. And again, this is a service that we can provide you as the accountant or the tax professional, as your back-end solution provider in all 50 states. So typically, what all this boils down to is we're here to make this all easy for you as the accountant, CPA, or tax professional. And we're here to really educate you on CorpNet's partner program that was newly created. And really, it's been created by a ton of accountants and entrepreneurs, including myself and my husband, who is a lawyer admitted to the California bar. And why we've created this program for you as the accountant or tax professional is because we want you as the accountant to do what you do best, which is focus on your clients, increasing client satisfaction, increasing client engagement, and increasing your firm's profitability without adding overhead or additional expenses to your practice while we do all the work for you. And CorpNet's partner program, in a nutshell, will offer all of these services for you. We offer white label, private label services. We can do all the onboarding and personalized support throughout the program with you as our partner. And really, the goal here is for you to provide the service to your clients when it comes to business filings, entity formations, and compliance monitoring and filing to your clients without having to worry about who's doing the back end work, because you're leaving that all up to us. And really, it's a win-win situation because you're providing economical services to your clients. You're saving your clients money, you're making money as the tax professional, as the business owner for your firm, and it's really easy to use for accountants because we're at your fingertips and we are your back-end resource and we're your concierge service when it comes to business formations and filing. And what you're doing as a result is you're becoming more proactive with your clients when it comes to, for example, filing due dates, with alerts, because we have all these tools that we can provide you with whereby the client doesn't even know it's us providing you with these alerts or this portal, and you get to manage your clients without doing any of the work and leaving all the headache and hassle to us. So as a result, there's no more compliance issues for your clients, and you have a resource, an online tool at your fingertips where at the at any given moment, 24/7, you have easy access to state filing requirements, printing official documents for your clients, and alerts and filing due dates for any of your clients when it comes to tedious filing dates or due dates that are coming up for your clients. And here's the added bonus. You'll protect your clients from a poor experience because, again, we've been in the industry for 25 years. I'm actually coined as one of the pioneers of this industry. I started this industry back in 1997 when I came out with my first company. Our first company was acquired by Intuit, the makers of Quicken and QuickBooks, which I'm sure most of you are very, very familiar with. And then I sold my company back in 2005, took some time off, and decided to start all over again in 2009 with our current company, CorpNet. And here's all the CorpNet reviews from our verified customers. And you can see for yourself, you get to now provide this service. You get to increase your clients' satisfaction. You get to save on time and money, provide an added service without increasing any overhead, and probably increase more clients to your firm in the long run. The other added bonus is that you'll get to protect your existing services from compliance poaching. So this is one of the things that I always advise my accountant, CPA clients, because again, I am a business expert. I do have a side consulting firm, and many of my clients happen to be accountants and CPAs who come to me and want advice from me as to how they can increase profitability within their firm and protect their existing clients from other tax professionals or competitors taking their clients away from them. And again, we work with you as your partner, so you're protecting your existing clients and you're more than likely going to attract new clients because you're becoming a one-stop shop to that small business owner. But in working with us, we're your partner and not your competitor. We offer upfront pricing and simple ordering. Again, we offer white label services. There's two options. You can become a referral partner or a reseller of our services. As a referral partner, you basically refer the client to us. We take care of your client. We never, ever compete with you. And we make your clients happy. We do all the work and we send you a check. As a reseller, we provide you with wholesale pricing and you get to mark up those services. You become the main point of contact with your client and maintain our anonymity so they'll never know they're working with CorpNet. But we will never ever burden you with lengthy order forms filled with upsells and third-party trials that are worthless. We don't require customers to purchase attorney services, competing accounting services. We don't even sell it on our website or any type of unwanted subscriptions. Unlike many of our competitors in this industry, we don't sell accounting services. We don't sell lawyer services, because a small business owner at the beginning of the startup stage doesn't really need that. And if they're coming from you as the accountant, then you need to be the one who's providing those services. So in a nutshell and simply stated, we're not there to compete with you or your accounting or advisory services. We're here to add value to your firm by increasing client satisfaction, by adding a suite of services to your already line of services, and increasing profitability for your firm without any added revenue. So the question is, are you ready to take the next step? And again, we'd love for you to join our partner program. We have information and more information as to which program or which route you want to take. And if you're not sure, you can always reach out to us by email to info@corpnet.com or call us at 1-888-449-2638. But basically, what you want to do is pick a program if you're ready to take the leap and add these services to your already line of existing services. And as I've mentioned to you throughout this webinar, we have two types of program. We have our private label CorpNet reseller partner program, where you get to become a reseller of the CorpNet services. You get to offer business formation and compliance. CorpNet becomes your silent white label partner. We never ever contact your clients. All your documents, alerts, and information for your clients are sent directly to you without any CorpNet branding. It's your client, your brand, yet we do all the work on the back end. And the great thing about it is you'll have a dedicated account manager dedicated to you 24/7 by phone, by email, who will know your specific requirements, who will know your clients, and who's available to you for whatever you need, and it's at your fingertips. On the other side is our CorpNet referral program, which is very simple. Basically, this is for the accountant or tax professional who wants to refer their clients to CorpNet and kind of have CorpNet take it on and just send them a commission check. And for some of you, that may be a better option. For others of you, it may be where you want to have some clients where you refer to us and some clients who you want to deal with and have us become your back end. So these programs can be intertwined. You can at the same time be a reseller and a referral partner at the same time. But specifically with the referral program, you're referring your clients to CorpNet and they will receive white glove treatment. We take them on, we provide them with top-notch service, we take care of them, become their main point of contact, and we refer them back to you, and we send you a commission check for each order that you send to us. Again, just like the reseller service, you have a dedicated account manager that will work with your clients to ensure a personalized experience and really a handoff back to you when the process is complete. And for each sale that you refer to us, you can earn up to 25% in commissions, or as a referral partner, maybe you don't want to take that commission or referral fee and you want to pass that as a savings onto your client. We can even do that for you. So both programs are very flexible. We can even create a custom program for you. And again, as I mentioned, you can participate in both our reseller and referral partner program at the same time. Visit the corpnet.com partner program at www.corpnet.com/partners. And if you're ready to join, you can join now, and we will be more than happy to service your clients in as early as today if I get your application. But again, I want to thank each of you for participating and listening into this webinar. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. You can always send me an email to info@corpnet.com. And now, Rebecca, I'm going to hand it over to you for the Q&A.
Thanks, Nellie, so much. We actually have lots of questions from people. They've had, throughout the presentation as you've been going, they've been feeding me the questions and I've been recording them. So take a drink and I'm going to start with the first question and kind of go down the list from there. So our first question is from Julie. She says, how can I utilize this service when I'm only a bookkeeper? She's not actually an accountant or a CPA, but she does bookkeeping services, but would still like to participate in the program. How best can she do that?
Julie, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for listening in to this webinar. Absolutely, as a bookkeeper, you can utilize this service. In fact, we have a ton of bookkeepers and enrolled agents who utilize our services for their clients. And it's very simple because as a bookkeeper, your client may have questions and may be required to form a corporation or LLC. And you as the bookkeeper can act as a huge resource for them and offer these services as a reseller or a referral partner of CorpNet's, and at the same time increase your client satisfaction and make more money along the way. We actually deal with a ton of bookkeepers. My apology for not including bookkeepers as part of this webinar. I tried to keep it as generic as possible, but again, this program is available to anyone, whether you're an accountant, tax professional, licensed lawyer, a business coach, a business professional, a business expert, a bookkeeper, an enrolled agent. It really applies to anyone who's representing clients and their clients need assistance in the area of business formation, entity formations, and compliance filings.
Thank you so much for that answer. So our next question is from Miriam. She'd like to know if you help take care of paperwork for nonprofits.
Absolutely. We offer nonprofit formation services in all 50 states. As you know, in some states, nonprofit corporations require a minimum of 3 directors to form a nonprofit corporation, but we do offer formation services for nonprofit corporations, for any type of nonprofit. If the nonprofit is expecting to become tax exempt, just so you know, the nonprofit corporation is a 2-step process for those seeking tax exemption or 501c3 tax exemption. And generally, the 2-step consists of first having CorpNet form the nonprofit corporation in the state that you're wanting to set up the nonprofit corporation. And then the second step is for us to actually apply for the 501c3 tax exemption, which as a professional accountant, bookkeeper, you already may have access to that second step. And if you don't, we can also help you with that step as well.
Thank you, Nellie. Our next question is from Randy. He'd like to know if the list price is typically the same from an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, or are there different fee structures for the different type of business entity selected?
Absolutely. Great question, Randy. Again, thank you for your question. Very, very, very helpful questions that I know our other audience will benefit from. Generally speaking, our list prices are the same for a corporation and an LLC. We have 3 packages. These are our retail prices. Our basic package starts from $79 plus state fees. Our deluxe package is $199 plus state fees, and our complete all-inclusive turnkey package is a $249 fee plus state fees. Again, our package prices are the same across the board, but every state, the state fee and the filing speed differs for each state. So again, our packaging pricing is the same, with the exception of if somebody is a professional corporation or a nonprofit corporation, it's a little bit higher. But generally speaking, our packages start from $79 plus state filing fees, and they go up to $249 plus state filing fees. However, the state fees and the state processing times will vary from state to state, and we provide the services in all 50 states.
Okay, our next question comes from Guadalupe and then Tina both, and they're asking about suggested retail prices to the clients. You know, do you provide like a list of suggested prices? Is there a maximum amount that they can charge? You know, how is that kind of handled from their end typically?
Excellent question. We can recommend list prices to you. We have no ceiling or uh, a maximum as to how much you want to charge your clients. We provide you with wholesale pricing if you want to become a reselling partner. As a referral partner, the prices, again, if you're referring people to us and you want us to take care of the filing from A to Z, then typically the prices that they see on the website control. However, if you're going to join the partner program as a reseller, we can provide you with white label pricing and suggested pricing for you to provide to your clients. But there is no minimum or maximum requirement. You are free to charge whatever you want to your clients.
Okay, so our next question is back from Randy, and he asked if there's a minimum amount that he needs to sell to qualify for the white glove service.
Not at all. There is no minimum, there is no minimum, there is no maximum, there is no initiation fee, because I know that's a question that I've received before and I just want to bring it up here. In order for anybody to join this program, there is no startup fee, there is no initiation fee, there is no ceiling or maximum. You can join as a CorpNet partner, as either a referral partner or a reseller without any type of requirements. All we need from you is that you're an actual business, you have a tax ID or a state ID or a DBA, and that you are going to be promoting the services and selling them as a partner, either referral or reseller.
Okay, excellent. So our next question is that there's a mix from Randy and from Jonathan both. They want to know, is there a way to move clients who are already registered with somebody over to you? Or like Jonathan asked, what about like a registered agent with another firm? Can that be migrated over to you?
Absolutely. We do that every day, all day long, 24/7. We have clients who have are representing their clients. So we have accountants and professionals, bookkeepers, enrolled agents who are already have clients who are already incorporated or set up as an LLC or corporation and have designated a registered agent, and they'd like to move them over to us because of the added benefits of what they receive as part of their registered agent services using CorpNet. And of course, because we charge lower annual fees with our registered agent services. So we absolutely can migrate them over to us. Typically what we do as part of the service of migrating them to us, we also offer a free business compliance check as well to make sure they're up to date with all their filing requirements. But we can do that for you today if you'd like.
Okay, so the next question comes from Julie, and she'd like to know if CorpNet can file on at the country level as well, or excuse me, not country, county.
Yes, we can file in any state at the county level. If there is a requirement to file at the county level, and we do it all day long, again, for any of the states. Typically, county level filings consist of DBA filings, also referred to as a fictitious business name filing. You can set up a county filing, when you set up a sole proprietorship or a partnership, typically done at the county level. Other county filings that are required for a business are business licenses and permit filings. We do all of that in every one of the 50 states.
Okay, so our next question was from Mike and then David, and this one's for me. They'd like to know if the recording's going to be available. And I just want to tell everybody, yes, I've said this in the chat box. There will be an email that will be sent out from the webinar software tomorrow that will give you access to the recording. We'll also follow up with a blog post on the actual CorpNet blog, and we'll walk through these questions. So we'll kind of reestablish the answers to those questions there because there's been so many good ones coming in. Just one other housekeeping note, since we're on this topic, is in the little GoToWebinar chat box, there is a handout list, and there's 3 files that you can download. One is the slides for the presentation. So those charts and everything that Nellie had, you can download those quick and take them with you. And then there's some PDFs of the program overview so that you can review those as well. Okay, so here's another question from, let's see, from Vicky. Can you help clients who are foreign investors who are buying rental property in the US?
Hi, Vicky. Thank you so much for your question and joining in on this webinar. In answer to your question, absolutely. So we can always assist any foreign professional or foreign individual who wants to form an entity within the US. Typically, as a foreigner, they will need to establish an LLC because of the fact that they're a foreigner or as a C corporation. But yes, we do that all day long, and we can do it in all 50 states if the foreign professional or individual wants to form within the state.
Okay, so our next question comes from Julie. If a client doesn't know what business formation they should be, and I don't know, will you recommend the business type? I know you provide the wizard, but will you recommend one? Kind of like if she gets stuck, is there a helpline or call a friend?
So we have live business experts standing by that can guide the small business owner as to what business structure they may want to consider in running their business. And typically we'll guide them through the business structure wizard. And although we cannot provide any tax, legal, or professional legal advice, at the end of the free business consultation, the client has all the information necessary whereby the client and their accountant can make a sound decision as to which is the best business entity for them. But again, as a tax professional, as an accountant, CPA, or tax advisor, you can advise them as to the best entity type when it comes to minimizing their tax liability. And that is not unethical, and it is not considered legal advice.
Okay, so the next question is from Suzanne. In the slides, you had mentioned a checklist. Is this something that is available for them that CorpNet has to hand over for them to kind of go through? It was referenced on the slide where you're talking about the process and them kind of interviewing their clients to see what would be the best option. I suspect you're going to tell us the wizard.
Well, we have various different checklists available. We have obviously the business structure wizard is one where as you're consulting with your client, you can go through the wizard with them. But we also have pamphlets that we've created for the accountant or the business professional that we can send to as a PDF that provides them with a checklist that they can go over and consult with their business clients for both tax planning or business planning and business startup planning. We also have numerous guides available on the corpnet.com website. And those guides consist of our startup business checklist, our incorporation guide, our free LLC guide, and our free startup business checklist, which we would be more than happy to share with any of you. And it's also available on the website as well. And if you can't find it, you can look at the sitemap at the bottom of the website and you'll see it over there.
Okay, our next question is from Douglas. In one of the slides, you had a list of different types of business documents and compliance items that our clients needed to be aware of, and you mentioned trademarks. Now, is that a service that they can resell as well?
Absolutely. In fact, we offer trademark search and filing services. And again, just like with any of our other services, if you have a client who requires a trademark, whether to search a trademark to make sure it's available for use and for filing with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or if they're ready to register the trademark with the USPTO, we can offer those services to you.
Okay, perfect. Randy had another question about non-competes and non-disclosures. Do you require anything like that? Is that necessary in this type of arrangement?
It's part of our terms of service. And when you join the program, you're agreeing to the terms of service. They're really, if you're reselling our services and using us as the back end provider, then you're not really competing with us in any way. In either case, we are providing you with the back end resource, and as long as you're taking our information and using it and using us as the back end fulfillment resource, then there is no competition that's happening, and it's a win-win situation for both parties. But you can always refer to the terms of use, and the program will ask you to agree to the terms of use before you can join the program.
Okay, so I believe our last question is from David. He came in late, and you were already answering this question before, but his question, if you could just hit it real quick again for him, is, are CorpNet prices for formation about the same for each type of business, or is there a lot of variations between business types?
Great question again. Our prices that are exhibited on our website, typically for formation services, start from $79 plus state fees for our basic package and go up to $249 plus state fees for our all-inclusive complete package. Our services, for formation services, the prices remain the same. I believe it's a little bit higher when you're dealing with a professional corporation or a nonprofit corporation. It's $50 more. But generally speaking, for all formation services across the board in all 50 states, our prices for a basic formation is $79 plus state fees. And for a deluxe, it's $199 plus state fees. And for our complete all-inclusive turnkey package, it's $249 plus state fees. Again, you can go to www.corpnet.com. On the homepage, there's a widget that says Start a Business. You can pick the state and then the entity type and click on the orange button that says Get Started, and it will take you to our price quote page that will provide you with all the different packages and what's included as part of each package. Keep in mind the state fees and the filing speed will vary depending on the state that you're forming in. But just for you to know, we do have standard filing speed, express filing speed, 24-hour filing speed. And if you want to pay those extra fees, we can even get a corporation set up for you in as little as 1 day. But again, when you're dealing with those types of, quick filing speeds, there may be additional state filing fees to process the filing on an expedited 24-hour rush or same-day filing service.
Okay, we had another question come in during that answer. It is from Guadalupe. Her question is, do you guarantee the service? What if she forgets about a report that's due? And are there any type of penalties or extra costs that would be associated with that?
So this is a two-pronged question. I'm going to hit the first one. As far as guarantee or service, we have a CorpNet guarantee, and CorpNet, obviously, our first and foremost goal is to make sure our clients are happy. So if for any reason your satisfaction is less than par with our services, we will guarantee your satisfaction or your money back. And that's where it gets tricky, because when we say your money back, if it was as a result of an error on our part, then we will give you your full money back, or we'll try to correct the error for you. However, if it's an error that's not on our part, but you're unsatisfied with our services, which I can guarantee that will never happen because we do not get unsatisfied clients with CorpNet, we will give you your money back up to and including whatever is the CorpNet service fee. But the filing fees, obviously, that are paid to the state go into a trust account, and we cannot give those monies back. But that's only in the event that it was just you're unsatisfied with our service and it wasn't as a result of any error on the part of CorpNet. But I can guarantee you it never happens, because every one of our clients who deals with us comes back tenfold, and 99% of our services is by word of mouth. We hardly do any type of advertising. Second question for Guadalupe when it came to filing requirements and missing a filing deadline. So generally speaking, if you're required to file an annual report, or also referred to as a statement of information within your state, and if you do not file it timely, there is a penalty. So as part of our services, whether you're using us for yourself or for your clients, we send you alerts as to when these filings are due. And we also, as an added benefit, have our compliance specialist through CorpNet, which is your dedicated account manager, contact you starting 90 days advance of when this filing is due, so that you do not run the risk of missing this deadline. However, if you do, you may be subject to additional fines and penalties, and a possible bad standing of your corporation or LLC going into bad standing, and you having to pay additional fines and fees to reinstate the company. Or the state may even administratively dissolve your company. So you definitely want to either be on top of those filing deadlines, or hire or retain a service such as ours to make sure these filings are done on time for you and your clients.
Okay, so we got a new question from Terry while you were answering that one. Do you help at all with payroll issues? If a client has employees in several states, do you help with which states need to be paid via unemployment?
So we can assist with providing you with the employee tax filings, such as the state unemployment tax filing, and the withholding tax filings, or the state unemployment insurance filings. We can help with all of those, and we can take care of those for you. And if you or your clients need a referral for us to refer you out to a resource, we can also refer you out to a provider as well.
Okay, and our last one is more of a statement and not a question, but I know you're going to want to speak to this because this is a challenge within the industry. Vicki just wanted to say thank you for having your pricing structure upfront and very visible. I love the things aren't hidden, love the integrity and the transparency. And like I said, I know that's a problem in the industry. So could you just speak to that for a minute so that people understand the challenges that their potential customers might be going through when they're, dealing with the other providers?
Vicki, you gave me goosebumps right now. Thank you so much for that great feedback. And frankly, I'm a mother of 4, and I've been in this industry for 25 plus years. And one of the main reasons that I came back and got back into the industry and started CorpNet was because of the fact that, having been in the industry and having pioneered this industry, when I came back to start this industry, to start another business within this industry, it's really exactly the reason why I started it. It's because I saw the competition and how they were inundating business owners, professionals, accountants, and tax pros such as yourselves with unwanted subscriptions and just not being transparent. And that's the whole part of the game, is being transparent, having integrity, being authentic and genuine with the services you provide, backing them up, really promising and over delivering. And really that's what we stand for here at CorpNet, is because of our proactive engagement with our clients, because of our clarity, and because of our true, genuine and authentic nature when it comes to helping our clients, helping our business professionals with really getting down to the point of what it is that their clients actually need, without selling them with these other services that their clients don't need, and refraining from competing with the professionals. So I really thank you for that great feedback. It really made my day.
All right, so with that, we will wrap up the webinar. I thank you all so much for attending. If you are interested in joining the program, either one of them or both, just feel free to go over to corpnet.com/partners, and you'll find all the information there for overviews of the programs, as well as just a quick online method for enrolling. If you have questions about the program, you can contact CorpNet via their toll-free number or use the info@corpnet.com to reach out, and the team will be more than happy to provide one-on-one answers to whatever you have for inquiries. And thanks so much, everybody. I will have this recording out to you tomorrow, and then we'll post on the blog some detailed answers to all of these questions so you can have a little takeaway for you as well. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you to everybody who joined the webinar.